the beginning, before the six singularities and the dawn of podcasts, came Harmless Phosphorescence. Hello, everyone. This is Throw Smiley, and I'm basically a fancy robot. Who's joining me this week?
I'm Josh Cece, and I think this episode's going to go well, but I will kill every one of you if I have to.
I'm Brian Lesh, and I gave up on humans a long time ago.
I'm Alaric Weber, but I've always wanted to be a giraffe.
Keep trying, Al.
So close.
You'd make a very cute giraffe.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Go next.
This is Harmless Phosphorescence. It's the podcast where we watch every theatrically released full-length live-action superhero movie ever made. We gather some research into the production and source material, and we tell you about it. This show is brought to you by patrons. Patrons like executive producers Michael Beckwith and Atticus Burkett. You can be a patron too. Head over to patreon.com/harmlessentertainment. We got a lot of bonus content there. We got Star Wars shows and holiday movies that we do. We've got music shows we do every week. We've got the monthly movie where we just pick a random movie from a year usually. This month we're going to be doing 1992's Francis Ford Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula. That's by special request of our executive producers. Do you want a special request us do a movie? Just be an executive producer. We'll listen to you.
Yeah.
Do it.
We've, yeah. Cabin Boy was a lot of fun. That was a direct request.
Yeah, absolutely. But this week on Harmless Entertainment, we are watching The Eternals.
5 years ago, Thanos erased half of the population of the universe. But the people of this planet brought everyone back with a snap of a finger. The sudden return of the population provided the necessary energy for the emergence to begin.
How long do we have?
7 days.
We're Eternals. We came here 7,000 years ago to protect humans from the deviants.
Why didn't you guys help fight Thanos? Or any war, or all the other terrible things throughout history?
We were instructed not to interfere in any human conflicts unless deviants are involved.
By who?
We need to find the others.
I haven't seen some of them for centuries.
Hi.
Hello.
This is what the end of the world looks like. At least we have front row seats.
You know what's never saved the planet? Your sarcasm.
We have loved these people since the day we arrived. When you love something, you protect it.
Protect. Any of them.
I bet you've built the perfect safe house. I mean, what's this even made of? Vibranium?
Fall collection. IKEA.
Ass.
Eternals. Marvel's The Eternals, released November 5th, 2021, with the running time of 156,000 minutes.
You said she worked with Terrence Malick?
No, she modeled a lot of it after Terrence Malick.
I was going to
Tree
say
of Life. And-
well,
And the AD was Terrence Malick's AD.
oh, that's what you're saying.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that first shot is Heaven's Gate. If there ever was,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
the lone house on the. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no,
Moving on.
super Malicky.
With the Badlands in the
much.
background and everything,
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Every transition had a sweeping geography
Absolutely.
shot.
No, this is the most beautiful MCU film made to
Oh,
date
by
is.
far.
by
It's very
by a
pretty.
lot. 156 minutes. It cost $200 million. It made $402.1 million. So a little disappointing, but that was during a COVID uptick.
It's also really long and a property that nobody knows anything about.
Mhm.
Right. Andrea mentioned it, so to be fair, but it could have worked as a series, especially looking at some of the series, like say Moon Knight. It's no more out there than a Moon Knight series, which they pulled off.
I think it would have done better as a series, like as you said in
6
the
episodes.
chat. Yeah.
man. Yeah.
You know what, though? I watched it again last night. I watched it again last night, and I was thinking about that, and I don't know if it would have been better. I think that it works as a grand, epic, single thing.
I concur.
There's so much.
Definitely worked.
There's
man.
so many characters. So many characters.
I
And they
just
could have given themselves more time, I guess is what I'm saying. I'm not saying it would have been better than.
I feel like we got
I think making it episodic would have taken away from the epic scale of it.
Yeah.
I mean, fair.
I dig-
That's
That was my ultimate like take on that. I was like, fuck. Yeah, I don't know if I can think that would be better necessarily.
I guess maybe I'm thinking they could have given themselves time to make it more cosmic, which is obviously the direction the MCU is going in, but they haven't. I mean, Quantum Mania is coming and Guardians, so maybe I'll do it. But like, we need some huge scale characters to start coming in.
I hope they do that still. I hope that they make a series about our remaining Eternals. Honestly, I don't think I could watch an hour about Icarus. That's just me.
Oh God.
No.
But that's not a problem anymore.
No. Camille Nanjiani has said that he has heard nothing from Marvel about any follow-up to the Eternals to date. This was like 2 weeks ago that I read that story.
It's going to happen, though. I mean, they're known for bringing things back into the story.
Absolutely. They do not abandon things just because they weren't well received initially.
Yeah. Well, and the Eternals will return as the last thing we see in this movie. And they always cash that check.
I mean, it would make sense for them to be involved in Secret Wars at least, but probably the Kang Dynasty because, well, we'll get there.
Yeah,
Shit.
yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. We may not get Eternals 2, but we'll definitely see these characters somewhere again.
Yeah, especially Cersei.
Yeah, absolutely. Which,
Yeah,
by the way,
if
2
not
hours.
only.
2 hours of Jon Snow and Robb Stark saying Cersei was very confusing.
Right.
And they both look like Sebastian Stan to me. So it's like all these three white guys. So, yeah. Dermot Mulroney, Dylan McDermott.
So, all right, like I said, it did okay at the box office. And speaking of that, guys, you ready to play the box office top 10 game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the game
Get busy.
where I will describe the top 10 movies of the week based on box office mojo descriptions, and the guys are going to try to guess it. Here we go. Number 10 for the week of November 5th, 2021. In an isolated Oregon town, a middle school teacher and her sheriff brother become embroiled with her enigmatic student, whose dark secrets lead to terrifying encounters with an ancestral creature.
Not so apt pupils.
Percy Jackson, the panty thief.
No.
The Percy Jackson 5.
Harry Potter and the Thief of the Panties of Hermione.
It was Harry.
No, this is a
You
horror
must have
movie.
written that fan fiction.
Oh, you don't want to get me started on my Harry Potter fan fictions.
Or
It's a horror film, yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Hereditary?
No, this is one that is not I don't think they're making a follow up to it. I don't know if this was it did okay. I mean, it made $18 million in total. That's probably more than it cost. It's called Antlers.
Oh, okay. I even saw it.
Oh, okay. I did not. At number 9, OMG. Okay, the surviving victims of a murderer form a vigilante mob and vow to end his reign of terror.
This is which one is this? Friday the 13th?
Not a
Halloween.
Friday.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But it's the one before Halloween ends.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it does.
This is the one where all
Kills?
those people die in that car, which is a weird sequence of events.
Yeah. I don't know. The new Halloween trilogy, the first one I enjoyed.
Is this 10? Is this just Halloween
The first
10?
one.
No, it's Halloween Kills.
Kills.
So
I did
no,
say
the
that.
Halloween.
Oh, and this ends in the hospital with the fucking riot?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember this.
No, the Halloween, if we ever do a horror series, I kind of want it to be
Oh,
Halloween because that shit
please.
is crazy. What is
I
and
love it.
isn't canon, what's a sequel to what isn't a sequel to anything, like it's insane.
How many
Halloween
children does
3
Lori
alone.
have?
Who knows? Depends
I
on what
don't know.
movie you're looking at.
Yeah. Yes. Because there's H2O, which was one of my favorites, actually.
That was a good one.
And
Yeah.
different kid in that.
Who knows? There's like
She strides. She's true.
the Halloween timeline is more complex than anything in the MCU.
Yeah, and the magical
It's like the X-Men
abilities of
timeline.
Michael.
Yeah, exactly.
It is.
I loved this movie. It was so bad I loved it. Like
How-
all of them.
I mean, I've never hated a Halloween movie, no matter what. I'm always like,
Right.
yeah, Michael Myers, he's doing his thing. Getting his
It's like,
groove.
that's done.
How Michael got his
The more
groove
I
back.
shout at the TV, the better. Also, doesn't he brutally murder what's his face?
Everyone, yes.
The big he oh God, what is his name? Kid from Weird Science.
Oh, Anthony Michael Hall.
King Candles. Anthony Michael Hall.
Yeah.
He like brutally murders Anthony Michael Hall, and it's very satisfying.
Yeah. Fucking Halloween. All right, opening at number 8 this week for the week of November 5th, 2021. A princess struggling with mental health problems during her Christmas holidays with the royal family decides to end her decade-long marriage.
Everything made sense except Princess.
Princess.
Frozen?
A
Still
literal
frozen.
a
A literal princess?
literal princess. That's not figurative. She's an actual princess. Was an actual princess.
Oh, the Princess Di movie. What
Yeah,
was
it's
it
called Spencer.
Oh,
Because everyone in the
real
world
name.
remembers her maiden name was Spencer.
yeah, Spencer for hire.
That was Kristen Stewart as Diana, I believe.
She looked good. I didn't see it, but I saw the like promo shot of her, and I was like, "Wow,
Yeah,
She
sure.
looked,
it's the
she
closest anybody's gotten, I guess."
Yeah.
They-
she
They
looks.
can make me look like Princess Di now.
Oh shit! Yeah,
I'd pay money to see that.
No, you wouldn't.
I was listening to.
I would make sure.
What are you saying that I'd get it for free, Josh? That means a lot to me.
Well, if I did make it, yeah, I suppose.
I mean, I guess once it's on
you
the
guys are in
internet,
the brain
I could
trust,
find it.
but I would make the teaser trailer. So, all right.
I was listening to a podcast with the guest was the head of an AI computer animation company. He was saying that he thinks we're a year to 2 years away from just having like James Dean and Frank Sinatra be in films now. Humphrey Bogart, like as and it
Tupac.
being out of the uncanny valley.
Yep.
But
I believe it.
yeah, he also said
Yeah.
that the biggest secret in Hollywood is that 95% of films are using touch-up, what they call digital makeup, to take away just some crow's feet here and there. And
Yeah. Like
And-
the
oh,
airbrushing.
yeah.
Tom Cruise looks like 5 years younger. But
This movie, The Eternals, has one of the most egregious uses of CGI I have ever seen in a film that I never would have guessed, and I'll tell you about it when we get to it.
Interesting.
Excellent.
I'm not a big fan of the Deviants CGI, but
I love them. They're otherworldly. They're creepy. They
There's
look like
some
they look CGI. They look
they're
like
purple spaghetti monsters.
It's not so much the design; it's that they just seem like CGI gobbledygook to me.
Well,
I mean, they may as well
All right,
be
we'll get-
Transformers. Anyway.
Yeah, the special effects in the Princess Di movie, though.
Yeah, well, we're amazing.
Princess Di.
Yeah. But yeah, no. He was saying they worked on No Way Home, but they didn't do any of like like what you normally consider special effects. There's only humans that they de-aged, and they weren't all, and not all the humans they de-aged came from other universes.
Yeah, I mean, they probably did it to Cumberbatch too.
Oh, to Cumberbatch, Marissa Tomei.
Favreau.
Tomei, that makes sense.
Favreau, yep. So anyways, all right. At number 7 at the box office this week, a love letter to journalists set in an outpost of an American newspaper in a fictional 20th century city that brings to life a collection of stories published.
The French Dispatch?
The French Dispatch, yes. Wes
I haven't
Anderson.
watched that. I watched like the first 30 minutes of it and never got back to it.
I never got back to it.
I haven't gotten to it yet, which is weird because I'm usually on top of Wes Anderson's films.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I completely forgot about it.
Yeah. At number 6 this week, the story of Barney. I'd like to leave it at that, but no. The story of Barney.
Rubble.
An awkward middle... Yabba fucking dabba do.
Yeah, it's an action like revenge picture. Yabba dabba. Brian just dabbed. Folks at home.
Oh my God. So Brian is officially dabbing in 2023.
Bringing it back.
First dab of the season.
That's how you know I'm old.
6 more weeks of winter.
The story of Barney, an awkward middle schooler. And
because his parents named him Barney.
Yeah. And his new walking, talking, digitally connected device. His device's malfunction, set against the backdrop of the social media age, launched them on a journey to learn about true friendship.
You are not going to use... The internet's not going to help you with that mission.
Oh my God, yeah. So it's about Alexa, I guess. But a portable Alexa.
This is not starring Joaquin Phoenix.
No, it's a cartoon.
Oh.
It's a 3D animated cartoon.
USB.
It's none of us are gonna guess it. This is the first time learning it exists. It's called Ron's Gone Wrong because his assistant is named Ron.
Ron, yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, wasn't his name Barney just a second ago? Yeah. Ron? Who names an AI digital assistant Ron?
I'm sure it stands for something like
Ready or Not.
Yeah, something.
That name rhymes with too many things. You're gonna activate it accidentally.
Oh,
like all the time.
Yeah.
The dog's gone.
Yeah,
ordering garbage bags.
I heard, let the dog out.
Would you like to know who did that?
Yeah.
All right, number 5 this week.
Was that your darkest secret? I'm Googling it now.
At number 5 this week, a young girl's love for a tiny pup makes the dog grow to an enormous size.
Clifford, the big red dog.
Clifford, the live action Clifford the Big Red Dog movie. The movie that we had been clamoring for decades.
I had some friends that 2 sisters that used to refer to their menstruation as Clifford being in town. So anytime that Clifford was mentioned and just seeing the ad, that's all I thought was like, it's great.
I would just like to tell you guys the tagline for this movie. The more you love him, the bigger he gets. Which is true of several things.
It'd be like if your trailer tag was "The sky is blue,"
but also that was also the tagline for the porno version.
What is that called? Because the title itself is already
Clifford the Big Red Cock
Dong.
Yeah, the Big Red Dong. Perfect. Thank you.
Yes, there it is.
Red rock.
Blue skying out here. At number 4 this week at the box office, a journalist attempts to reignite his career by interviewing a serial killer
Mac and
Venom. Let there be carnage.
Oh,
Venom.
yes.
Let there be carnage. Yes.
Let there be. God's like, I'll allow it.
The judge is like, yes, I will let there be carnage.
Dear God, it's me, Eddie.
They're making a movie. Never mind.
Oh, yeah.
that's
Are you
right.
there,
The
Margaret?
big red
Yeah,
illustration.
I saw the trailer. Yeah. Are you there, Margaret? It's me, God. I almost said.
I brought
That
you
was
pads.
even better. He keeps trying. He's like, I really need to talk to you. I've called like 4 times. Please call me back. God.
At number 3 this week, a government agent has left active service. His peace is short-lived, though, when an old friend from the CIA turns up asking for help.
Is it a wick?
It's not a wick. It is a franchise.
Is it a Mission Impossible, not Ghost Protocol?
It's not a Mishpost Ghost Prot. No.
You get that checked out. You get the Ghost Prot.
You got to use the slang the kids are into. No.
Yeah, I don't have time for words.
It is
Busy man.
It is perhaps the most popular secret agent franchise ever made.
Oh, Bond.
Oh, this is
No Time to Die.
No.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't got time for that.
Finally released from its fucking hell
Yeah, man.
of COVID. Took so long for that movie to come out.
It really did, and then it was.
Yeah.
I felt disappointing. So
It
many missed
was compared to the
opportunities.
previous Craigs, definitely.
Yeah, agreed.
But that's the cycle of Bonds. You get a really good one, and then you get a mediocre one right after it. And the one before this was really good.
Which doesn't mean I have to accept it.
And,
This had the best Bond theme out of all of his Bond themes. The little Billie Eilish.
The Billie Eilish theme, that was
oh, yeah.
fucking
Time to
good.
Die.
Yeah.
That was worth
that was-
waiting for. She won a Grammy way before this movie came out.
I'm still upset that they didn't use Radiohead's Spectre, because that song is so much
Yeah.
better than the Chris Cornell one they used. Was it Chris
Yeah.
Cornell? Was he Spectre? Yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, it has to be original, right?
No, they contacted Radiohead, had them write the song and everything, and then said, nah, we don't like it, and we're going to go with Chris Cornell.
Interesting.
It's
man.
really good, and it makes so much more sense. They're also British.
And it's so Radiohead, so James Bondy. Like, they really
Yeah.
went for it. With
Like the Billie Eilish song. Like, I can't think of a better, like, Diamonds. It feels like Diamonds Are Forever to me. Like,
the Billie Eilish one is pretty great.
Yeah.
Absolutely. At number 2 this week at the box office, a noble family becomes embroiled in a war for control over a valuable asset, while its heir becomes troubled by visions of a dark future.
Spencer.
This is actually a remake of a film that we have covered on the monthly movie. Patreon.com/harmless entertainment. $1 a month is all you need, guys.
You said a royal family?
Yes. We did cover this, not this exact movie, but a version of this movie.
Huh.
A while back, year or two. I don't know. Time is meaningless. Flat circle. Yada yada.
Flat circle. Mm-hmm.
And
I don't know.
it has a one-word title. It is based on a popular book series. The one we covered was made in 1984.
Same book, huh?
And starred Kyle MacLachlan and Patrick Stewart.
Dune.
Oh, Dune!
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 Villeneuve's
Also
Dune.
known as Arrakis.
Yeah. The Spice
okay.
is the life.
Dude, is that coming out this year? The sequel to that?
No, it's like a year or two away. I think they're still filming.
Dang.
Hate that.
Yeah. And at number 1 this week at the box office, The Saga of the Eternals, a race of immortal beings who lived on Earth and shaped its history and civilizations.
That made it sound so fun. So beach blanket bingo.
Yeah, they're responsible for all the fun stuff. That is
But none of the bad stuff.
no. That is
That's cool. That is number 1.
yeah. I mean, of course it is. It's an MCU
It's
movie.
the Marvel movie.
Yeah. Of
It's
course
on
it's gonna
IMAX and shit.
open at number 1. It just didn't have much legs.
Well, and the buzz was that there was finally an Academy Award-winning director, right? Because no one else had ever won an
She
Academy
won
Award
that
and
year.
directed a
That
film.
fucking
Yeah.
year she won. Yeah.
Nomadland is so good.
Jolie, right? She brought some prestige. if I
Yeah.
recall.
Oh, God.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Salma Hayek.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, and a Game of
Look at-
Thrones
look at-
reunion.
look at there. And
Yeah.
a Game of Thrones reunion.
Yep. Those 3 white guys played by the same white guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That
Dylan McDermott.
Yes. Mulroney.
McDermott Mulroney.
Yes. DDS.
That brings us to the character background. Al. Are there any characters in this we have to talk about?
We didn't introduce any, right?
Speed run, go.
Okay. The Eternals are a fictional race of humanoids appearing in Marvel Comics.
You telling me this wasn't real?
They're not. Wait, it wasn't based on a true story.
Speed run, go.
Created by Jack Kirby, they made their first appearance in The Eternals #1, July of 1976. Thus, the Eternals are younger than me, but older than Thoreau.
That's true by like a month and a half.
That should be on a t-shirt.
In 1970, Jack Kirby had left Marvel and started work on the saga of the New Gods, blending mythological and science fiction concepts. That series was abruptly canceled, and Kirby would return to Marvel, continuing to explore his interest in high-concept sci-fi mythology through the Eternals.
Kirby also spent a lot of time just eating furniture. Sorry, Nintendo joke.
But
Go ahead,
New
Joe.
Gods and these guys, like, that's what kind of cemented that, like, psychedelic Kirby, like, the background, not even the character designs, but, like, the backgrounds and shit were just so unique use of shapes to make it seem science fiction-y. Does that make sense? Like the little loop behind you, girl.
Yeah, I am constantly flummoxed by how psychedelic Jack Kirby was for a like
World War II.
for a World War II stick in the mud libertarian dude. Yeah.
He would go downstairs and punch Nazis and hippies and stuff.
Yeah.
Nazis and hippies.
Yeah, the National Socialist Party, American National, they like were angry at him for the way that he depicted Nazis in his comics, and he supposedly went downstairs from the Marvel offices
and punched them in the face.
Punched a couple of guys.
Yeah, and we did talk about that in our first Captain America podcast.
Wow. Awesome.
But
we should build a statue of him punching a Nazi.
Yeah, but no, it's crazy. You used to be able to be a libertarian and hate Nazis and hippies equally.
Yeah. But you're right. He was not in the drug culture in the least.
The Eternals are an offshoot of humanity known as Homo Immortalis, created 1 million years ago by the alien Celestials to defend Earth with their superhuman powers and abilities.
RuPaul is also Homo Immortalis.
What is gay may never die.
I thought he was a Homo fabulist.
Fabulous.
Fabulosus.
Fabulosus, think so.
She's come down with fabulous.
I was like, what shit? I got halfway through and I was, what the fuck is the Latin for fabulous? I don't know.
Their primary adversaries are the Deviants, another offshoot of humanity known as Homo Descendus, also created by the Celestials.
From the Weimar region.
While the godlike status of the Eternals formed the basis of various mythological figures around the world, the physical mutations of the Deviants led to some of them being portrayed as the monsters of myth and legend. The genetic experiments of the Celestials on early proto-humans also led to the capacity for superpowered mutations in humans. Thus, it's all tied together.
Aha. They made the mutants.
Yep.
The Titanians, created by Jim Starlin, and the Uranians, created by Stan Lee, were later retconned as being Eternals as well. Thus, the Titans, Star Fox, Thanos.
Right, the Titans. Gotcha.
would be an Eternal. The powers of the Eternals are derived from the cosmic energy that suffuses their bodies. Thus, all Eternals are potentially capable of superhuman strength, speed, reflexes, agility, stamina and durability, invulnerability, immortality, accelerated healing, projecting concussive blasts, heat, or energy from their eyes or hands, flight and levitating others, reading and controlling minds, generating illusions, teleportation, transmutation of objects, and force field generation.
They all can do that in the comics.
They are
level
all
would you-
potentially capable of these powers.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
But much like me, their potential is never fully realized.
Instead, they decide to wear sweatpants and sit on the couch eating potato chips.
Some Eternals choose to focus on a particular power in order to increase their effectiveness. For example, Cersei develops the power of transmutation further than any other Eternal, while Makari chose to focus the cosmic energy on super speed.
That's cool. One little element.
I like that.
What
it's a
level
choice.
of intellect would you say they are?
I don't know.
How many whistles are we going to
Because
get?
you don't have your flute. All right.
So basically, it's what they decided to
very-
major in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
we're-
they're all Eternal majors. They just have a specific focus or
Yeah.
minor.
I'm the women's
Van
studies
Wilder
Eternal.
in space.
Yeah, I'm the women's studies Eternal.
They're all over the place.
One day I'll figure them out. One day.
Let's see. Kingo. I didn't write this down, so it's sort of off the cuff. Kingo actually chose not to use his powers very much. But he was a master swordsman. So he chose to do a lot of just swordsman and stuff, and he would become a movie star not in India but in Japan in the comics.
Do a bunch of swordman stuff.
It never fails
Yeah.
to tickle me.
That's
how-
the technical term, Josh.
I know. I'm just conjuring up images. Like those are my papers, my swordsman papers.
it never fails to tickle me how much using a sword is useful in the 20th and 21st centuries in these movies.
But if you watch like Wild and Out videos, people with swords, those are the most entertaining.
Oh, sure.
Especially when they get tased and keep coming.
I'm not sure where in their publication history this came about, but groups of Eternals numbering 3 or more can initiate the Unimind, a psionic entity containing the totality of the powers of its members.
Oh, so that was the device they kind of used at the end of this.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big aspect of Eternals comics that I've gone back and read.
It makes sense. They have a
We have to get one more Eternal so we can do the thing.
Well,
Let's put an ad in the paper.
yeah.
Yeah, it's always Cersei and like another Eternal trying to find as many Eternals as they can.
They're like, we're looking
It's
for
like
our
the plot.
we're looking for our unicorn, guys.
It's
real,
going to be a full Led Zeppelin reunion.
Looking for a third.
Yeah.
So I think that's as far as I wanted to get into the weeds with these characters, because there are a lot.
Sure.
I really love world mythology, and if I started, I wouldn't stop.
Can you just
Um,
name them all
with
really
the-
quick?
Connections. Can I name them all? Okay, so Ajax. Oh, by the way, Ajax, Makari, and Sprite were male. Up until 2019, Sprite was alternately male and female. So that's 3. Ajax, Makari, and Sprite. Gilgamesh, also known as Hero or the Forgotten One, he was like the oldest of the Eternals. They came in different generations. They didn't all just show up at once. So Gilgamesh, Kingo, Cersei, Icarus. Dang it.
Dang it.
What's that? Druid.
And Curly Joe.
Fastos,
That's it, right?
Fastos.
Fastos.
Oh, actually, he's like
was
my
like
favorite.
Vulcan.
Like Vulcan, like Hephaestus, from the Greek mythology.
Did you get Thena?
I did not get Thena. And Thena.
Jesus Christ! How many of them are there?
10.
10.
There's 10.
It's like Arcade Fire.
It's too many. It is too.
It is the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC together. There are 10 of these characters.
No, that's too.
And Vanilla
There were
Ice.
too many. There were too many. This film was so overstuffed.
I disagree. I don't think that there were too many.
I agree with that.
That's
I don't
just
think
that's
there are
just
too
my
many.
opinion.
There are just a lot of them.
I think there was
There are a lot.
Yeah.
And they're all new, but we've watched X-Men movies before.
We have, but they made pains for in the X-Men movies for them not to all wear the same clothes and
Yeah. Mostly sweaters.
have names that are all based on vaguely mythological things that are difficult to tell apart. Anyways,
I did not personally need name tags for them all.
They
And
are
I mean,
distinct.
if you do think about it, how does it work if there's 3 or 4 of them?
no,
Yeah.
no,
You know
they
what I mean?
they needed a grip, but I don't know.
Fair enough.
I had issues with the movie. That's all. Anyway,
So at
Moving
the
on.
next Eternals meeting, you'd be like, I think
I'm
we
gonna
need to
bring
vote out.
the next Eternals HOA meeting. Yeah.
I don't even know why he's here.
All right.
Oh, so also the main deviant. I don't know how often if they said his name, but it was supposed to be Crow. And he was also he was like the main deviant from the comics,
You deviated the most.
or one of the leaders of the deviants.
Which was a motorcycle gang.
I loved the Deviants like early 80s stuff, but they started getting really soft later on.
They sold out.
Also in the comics, the deviants were more humanoid.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised by seeing them when I saw this movie the first time. I thought they were going to be more humanoid, or at least some of them.
Well, because Thanos has a deviant gene. I think that was why.
Yeah.
They were not as humanoid, was to completely separate them from the Thanos lore.
Okay.
Well,
But then maybe to bring them, because they do evolve, we could see more humanoid like deviants in movies someday.
Yeah. I hope we get more of them.
someday,
I would
deviant
like-
representation.
I would like to explore the deviants more in future Eternals things. I
Yeah,
know
they
that
could have been
seems-
cool.
I mean, they were really
this
just.
Crow ended up being like almost like a DC villain recently, like Steppenwolf, that kind of
Yeah.
thing, where it's just like, oh, they could have like made it more comic booky, and we would have been all right.
No,
I think that they're a stepping stone to a future deviant race. That's my hope, is that we get a humanoid deviant race that is trying to preserve itself.
I mean, according to the logic of this movie, there'd have to be, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely found them to be pretty boring, like CGI monsters of the week as they were portrayed in this film.
I agree with that.
So
the meeting is adjourned.
The quorum has it.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Kevin McConnell will be the Speaker of the Deviants.
Yes, he is.
All right. That is it for our character background. Thank you, Al. That brings us to the production of the film itself. This movie was, as I said, released in 2021. They initially started the pre-production in 2018. Kevin Feige brought the Marvel group together. They started kind of blue sky in how they wanted to tell the story, what story they wanted to tell, as they do for every Marvel movie these days. They looked at a number of directors for it. Chloe Zhao was originally in the running to direct Black Widow. They also looked at a few other directors, including Nicole Castle, who directed a bunch of episodes of The Leftovers and Watchmen, and Travis Knight, who we talked about in an episode not too long ago. He was the head of Leica.
Right, yeah.
He directed
Oh,
Bumblebee.
yeah.
The Nike, the heir to the Nike fortune.
Another Greek god.
Yeah. They were all considered, but Chloe Zhao got it.
So where do we know her from? You guys were talking about it.
Right.
She made Nomadland.
That was
starring Frances McDormand.
and won.
Okay, I haven't seen
won
that.
the
I know what
best
you mean.
directing Oscar for Nomadland.
For that.
Yeah.
They filmed a ton in Quartzsite. So if you're
Mm.
familiar with Quartzsite, that part of
For
Arizona.
better or worse, I am.
Yeah, same. I was like, wow, I remember this place as a kid.
If you're
That's
going to
interesting.
LA or San Diego, I can't remember which one.
But she really captured the beauty of that part of Arizona, which is
Absolutely.
interesting because it is a wasteland.
Mhm.
But
And then it's not far from the Imperial Valley, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
up
It's north.
against
It's
the
north
border.
from Yuma, south of Parker,
Yeah, okay. Now I'm picturing it.
on the way to Blythe. Basically, it's
Yes.
meth country.
As far as the eye can see, you stand on the bluffs.
Yeah, I mean, she basically was an indie film director. Nomadland was the one that kind of hit it big for her. She made songs my brothers taught me, The Writer, indie films throughout the 2010s. She's a younger director. She's 40. Okay, so I guess
Younger than you.
yeah, younger than me. Anyways,
We're all piling on today.
Younger than you are.
Younger than the Eternals.
That's true. The Eternals babies.
She has a screenplay credit, as does Patrick Burleigh, who also has writing credits on Peter Rabbit 2, Bereft, Illegal Aliens, a bunch of movies no one remembers. Ryan Firpo also has a writing credit on this.
That's a person, not a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian, same here.
Ryan Firpo. Yeah.
Ryan Furbo. I was like,
He-
the Furbo.
He is the writing partner of the aforementioned Patrick Burleigh. And Kaz Firpo, the brother of Ryan Firpo, who is
I'd like to talk to Kaz. Swear him in.
So yeah, those three write together a lot. So those three guys basically were a writing team, and Chloe Zhao also got a screenplay credit.
I just want to say Zhao really quick. Just to
Zhao,
put it in
I'm
the
sorry,
air.
Chloe Zhao. Yes. Our cast includes Gemma Chan as Cersei. We saw her previously in Black Widow, in which she played Minerva.
In Black Widow?
Or I'm sorry, Captain Marvel.
There you go.
Captain Marvel.
She was in a BBC show called
Minerva.
Humans that was really good, and she played a
Oh.
humanoid robot, and it is very similar to this role, the way that she plays it, just the curiosity about humanity. It's very cool.
She's a small wonder.
Richard Madden plays Icarus. He is best known, of course, as Robb Stark from Game of Thrones. Kumail.
There's also that questionable bodyguard on Netflix.
Oh.
Questionable bodyguard.
They leaned hard into terrorism, and it ended up being like an anti-Islamic propaganda kind of
What did?
thing. The Bodyguard, I think, is the show that he was on that
I see.
was critically acclaimed and then canceled.
All right.
He was also in 1917 and Rocket Man. We've got Kumail Nanjiani as Kingo. He probably at this point is either best known for The Big Sick or for playing Dinesh in Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
He kind of became like low key one of the most famous people in this movie at some point. Somehow.
Yeah, absolutely.
He produces a show for Apple called called.
Right now, he's on that Chippendales show.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Chippendales. Yeah.
He's like the manager.
Mm-hmm.
He's a rescue ranger.
Yeah.
Little do they know, underneath that 3-piece suit, he is still shredded, though.
Oh yeah.
He got so ripped for this movie, and all we see are his very shredded arms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's into it.
Yeah. But yeah, he produces a show called Little America, which is just it's an anthology show about first generation American immigrants. It's pretty good.
Oh,
they're all based on a true story too. So they're all like actual people's stories.
That's on Apple Plus?
Yeah.
All right.
Leah McHugh as Sprite. She prior to this, let's see, she was in The Lodge. She was in Hot Summer Nights. She mostly just did kid roles in kind of like dramas and indie films. Brian Tyree Henry as Fastos. Probably best known as Paperboy. He was recently in Bullet Train. He was fucking awesome in that. He was in the 2019 Child's Play, Godzilla vs. Kong. He's been in a bunch of stuff.
You read them together as if that relaunch of Child's Play had King Kong and Godzilla.
It's Chucky versus King Kong and Godzilla.
Versus Godzilla.
I think Chucky will take it, honestly.
Yeah.
Lauren Ridloff as Makari. Let's see, she was in The Walking Dead. I feel like she's probably best known for that. She is an actual deaf actress. Probably best known for Walking Dead. Sound of Metal, she was in that. That was a really good movie.
Yeah. Yeah, she's always so incredible to watch. She's so fucking expressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Even in The Walking Dead, she was really good.
I honestly don't remember her from The Walking Dead, but halfway through season 4, I fell off completely because I was like, I just can't do this anymore.
She's like a citizen journalist. And it's the way that they use her is really interesting. She's constantly writing notes to people. And she
came
has one
along
person that can translate.
She came along later in this series. I don't think she was there by season 4.
Yeah. Walking Dead, anyways. Barry Keoghan played which one was he? Druig. Played Druig. Let's see. He's currently in the Banshees of Inisherin. He was in Dunkirk. Probably
almost in the Batman.
Who was he going to be in the Batman?
He's the Joker.
He's the Joker.
He's the Joker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they took out one of the more interesting. Anyways, we'll get to.
He was he technically was in it, ish.
Well, it was they cut it out.
It didn't make it to
because of the internet.
Yeah. No, in the post credits wasn't like.
Well,
we see like just the side of his face in the cell?
I'm usually
for like 3 seconds.
Oh, I guess. But yeah, there was like a whole conversation between
He's
them.
talking to the Riddler, but no, there's a scene.
No, he's technically in it. It's like 5 seconds long. But
right. But they removed a very interesting scene.
Yeah. Don Lee as Gilgamesh. That is his American name. His actual Korean, I want to get this correct. His actual Korean name is Ma Dong-suk.
It sounded too Jewish, so he changed it for Hollywood.
He's mostly he's mostly done Korean films. He was let's see, he was in that's Korean too. I'm having a hard time finding much of any. Oh, he was in The Bad Guys. Nope, that's South Korean.
Chloe Zhao described him as a Korean action star.
Yeah.
So I assume that a lot of what he does is action films.
Yeah, a lot of Korean action films here. Really, seems to be his like first real Western role. He also is a amateur arm wrestler and the president of the Korean Arm Wrestling Federation.
That does not surprise me. His arms are incredible.
Yeah,
I could not look away from his freaking biceps, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude's got some trunks.
He looks like he bales hay all day.
Yeah, man, I know what you mean.
Kit Harington plays Dane Whitman, best known as Jon Snow. He didn't want it. He didn't get it. Selma Hayek as Ajak. Selma Hayek. She's Selma Hayek. Everyone knows who she fucking is. From Dusk Till Dawn, Desperado.
I watched Dogma 2 days before watching this, and it was so nice to see her as the Muse and then see her as Ajak, because they are kind of similar in their like above all things, but very like curious about people and love people.
Yeah,
passionate, you know.
Yeah.
Her this is interesting. Her biggest grossing film she was ever in, Spy Kids 3D.
Doesn't surprise me.
No,
It was
that
her and
doesn't
Antonio Banderas, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But Frida was awesome.
Frida was
to say
great.
the
She
least.
was great as Frida. Yeah. Her eyebrow work was incredible.
Well, yeah.
Angelina Jolie as Thena. She's like the most famous actress on earth. I'm not going to go into Angelina Jolie. Is this the first time we've covered her? Have we done anything with her previously?
Hack the Planet.
Oh, that's right. On the monthly movie, we talked about her in Hackers. Wow.
Wait, did we also do Gone in 60 Seconds?
And Gone in 60 Seconds. That's right. 2 times we've Jolie.
Honestly,
but
the
not
more I
comic
see
property.
her jawline is more and more pronounced, and it blows my mind. I don't understand how her body is built like that. Just her jaw and her neck.
Yeah.
I'm assuming there's like medical intervention also involved, but like she has a very unique body shape.
Absolutely.
I know what you mean.
Not to minimize her to her
Kind
body, but some of the ways that they shot her, I was like, wow, man, her jaw is just, you could cut glass with it.
Absolutely. She, of course, she's
very pointy.
Yeah. Of course, she won Best Actress or Supporting Actress for Girl Interrupted. Former Mrs. Brad Pitt. You know, it's Angelina Jolie.
John Voight's daughter.
John Voight's daughter. Yeah, is she the one that used to buy? She said she used to buy drugs from Snoop Dogg in high school.
No, that's Cameron Diaz.
Cameron Diaz. Okay.
Out there in Long Beach.
Yeah. Crow, the Deviant, was voiced by Bill Skarsgård. That's that's Pennywise.
Yeah, but Skarsgård or Sarsgaard?
Skarsgård. He's the Skarsgård.
All right, so not related to that.
Yeah, not
every time I'm confused.
Not the Sarsgaard, but the Skarsgård.
We're in the right guard.
And of course, post credits, we got Harry Styles as Eros, Patton Oswalt as Pip the Troll, and the voice of Mahershala Ali as Blade.
Well, we should mention Harish Patel.
As
the valet.
as
Karun.
Alfred
Karun. Yes, Harish Patel. He
brought a lot.
He did. He was really good in this. He did. He's an old school Bollywood actor. Been in tons and tons and tons of them.
Did we miss Sprite?
No, we got Sprite.
No. Okay.
She hasn't done much, but
she flittered away.
Yeah, I mean, she's like
quick.
She's like what, 19? Yeah, she doesn't have much of a career so far yet. Anyways, that about covers it for the film. Of course, it was delayed due to COVID. It was indeed an MCU movie that they made. It is okay. Let's touch a little bit on the film making. Chloe Zhao of course, is well known for making beautiful looking films. She loves landscapes inspired by Terrence Malick.
She loves filming on location,
Mhm.
like natural sets instead of building sets.
Yeah, which is appreciated, especially now with how much it's just in a warehouse. The Marvel Universe is in a soundstage.
Absolutely.
Al's got a great point she got out there.
Not only filming on location, but filming on location during the, what is it called? The magic hour?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of that. A lot of magic.
She
hour.
loves show business.
Yeah. So, and yeah, it's a gorgeous film. It looks absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
So,
and the soundtrack is what's his name? Ramin Djawadi from Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Who also did Iron Man. By the by.
Both strong themes and scores.
Yeah, no, it was a good score. Absolutely. It was a good score. So yeah, that about covers our background. Critically, this movie currently has 47% on Rotten Tomatoes. It is the lowest MCU film to date.
Really?
Yep.
All right.
There are a few letterboxed reviews which I'd like to cover.
All right.
Topedal is Punk writes Harry Styles 5 stars.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Yes.
Kaday writes it's like a 4-star movie. 5 stars.
What does that even mean? I love it. That's brilliant.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
And on the low end, Papa Penis writes.
No.
Does he have time to write? Okay.
Writes, Paperboy is a gay wizard. Half a star.
Dude, that's 5 stars alone.
Right?
5 stars for the review.
It's like he outed a character.
Are there any reviews by Vanity Penis or Hefty Penis?
Yeah, which was this doctor?
Papa Penis.
Papa Penis.
He leads all the other penises in Penis Village.
Yeah.
He's got the red hat.
Well, don't forget Penisette, the female penis.
I never forget. It's called the clitoris.
And Robo T Rampage writes, there's a strong chance that I'm still watching this movie and it will never end.
Always have been.
Robo.
Wait, half a star for that?
Half a star.
I'm
Eternals
grateful that I'm still watching it.
Eternals is a flat circle. Yeah. That's about it for our background on this, guys. You ready to go ahead and jump into the movie itself?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Insert catchy catchphrase.
Roll the scroll.
This is Eternals. We open with a paragraph of text explaining the basic premise of the film.
We're off to a good start, fellas.
Yeah. They're like,
this is like biblical. They're introducing an epic tale. I like it.
I like it too. And
I remember being
it's
shocked
subtle
in the theater, being like, whoa, what the hell? There's a rolling page of text in a Marvel movie? What is this? I thought it was great the first time I saw it.
Little Star Wars.
yeah, a little bit of the scroll. Yeah, sure.
It's efficient and comfortable. We're used to it as an audience.
It sets us up for a comfortable lie.
Yeah.
Also.
I like that.
That's true.
It ends with some ambiguity because we get the and then things change.
It does.
Yeah.
But yeah, Al's as Al points out, it is misleading. It is the official story, but it's not what's actually happening too.
But I think also an extension of that is it quickly sets up that both the Deviants and the Eternals are our mythology.
Yeah.
They're the supposed spacemen that visited ancient man, and they're the the creatures.
They're the angels.
There
and
be
demons.
monsters.
Chloe Zhao
literally.
Chloe Zhao did say that one of her inspirations for them was ancient aliens.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
totally.
Yeah.
I'm sure. But like Al said, that's a big lie that they give you right away as well. And we accept it. Like, oh, okay. That's part of where our mythologies come from.
Yeah. So yeah,
on.
We're told Erisham is the main celestial. Deviants are bad monsters. Eternals are good guys. We cut to the Eternals arriving on Earth in 5000 BC. All right, we got Ajax, Circe, Icarus, Kingo, Sprite, Phaistos, Makari, Druig, Gilgamesh, Thena, and the rest.
Professor Ann, Mary Ann.
Justin Timberlake, Nick Lachey.
As the wastebasket.
So it's established that the humans know about the deviants. They're aware of them. They're coming. They shout as they come out of the ocean.
He's warning his dad. Who's
they're not surprised by them necessarily.
No,
they've been there.
Yeah.
Right. They're there first.
They fight the deviants. They make friends with the humans, and then we get our credit sequence set to Time from Dark Side of the Moon.
The object that she hands him, the knife that she picks up and like turns into gold, and
the obsidian knife that turns into bronze.
Yeah.
That is the oldest Sumerian artifact known to man. It is the oldest object that we have found.
Interesting. And it's
actually at the British Museum, because where else would that
of course
right. Yeah.
history be?
Ours now. Find us.
Yeah. So basically kickstarting the Bronze Age is the idea there.
Yeah.
Yes.
We get then we get some Pink Floyd. We cut to London,
which was cool.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed that. Absolutely.
That was
It's growing on me. It's such an obvious choice. At first, when I was in the theater, I was like, "Why this song? It's so obvious." Because normally a needle drop is something that's a little more obscure.
Mm-hmm.
But the more I watch it, I'm like, this makes sense though. I get it. I get why it's that song.
Absolutely. It's a cosmic song. It's thematically, Sorry.
Yeah.
And then they drop into London.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, we cut to London in present day. Circe is a professor dating a human named Dane. Circe and Sprite live together there in London. We get an earthquake.
His name is Dane Whitman. If you do know Marvel Comics, then that's already a clue.
Yeah.
It was one of those moments where like be excited something is coming from this.
Yeah. Exactly. We're gonna see Kit Harington again, even if it's not in Eternals.
Even if he doesn't want it.
Yeah.
He's contractually obligated
I don't
to
want
go
it.
back up.
I don't want it. Yes. So that night, the three of them go out to a bar for Dane's birthday. Afterwards, on the way home, they get attacked by a deviant. It's Crow. Icarus arrives and fights the creature, runs away, and we learn that Icarus and Circe used to date.
They also established that Sprite wants human like contact. She wants love and affection. She's trying to talk to the guy, but she can't be physical with somebody because she looks like a kid.
Yeah, exactly. She's forever a child.
21.
Yeah, forever 21. It was interesting that I guess we'll get to it when we get to it. We cut to the past. They're fighting the monsters in Babylonia. Icarus and Circe hook up. They get married, I guess, in India. And then we get to know the personalities of each Eternal a little bit, or at least the one-sentence version.
Before that, before we left London, Circe established with Dane, because he asked, why didn't you fight Thanos? Which,
Good question.
If you missed that 30 seconds, was an unanswered question. Like, where have you been? And she says that the Eternals can't intervene unless deviants are involved.
Yeah. They're only allowed to fight deviants.
Also, the blooper reel of Kit Harington saying Thanos is the funniest shit ever. It's Thanos, 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 Thanos. He says it like 6 times, and every time just fuck, and messing it up. It's hilarious.
One time he's like, Myrtle. Wait, fuck.
What's your name? Titus? Titus?
Yeah. So, in the present, the 3 Eternals go to South Dakota to reunite with Ajak, their leader. They find
the
her
most barren, Kansas.
Yeah. I mean,
decrepit Cheerio farm.
Wait, I think before that, in the past, I liked the scene with Fastos. He's like inventing the steam engine for these people who have only had the wheel for a couple of decades or
a few hundred years, they said, or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, a couple centuries. But he's trying to introduce the steam engine and he gets shut down, and he's disappointed that he. Okay, how about a plow?
Yeah.
I also like
dirt.
It plows dirt. Then I'll stand around and wait. I like they set up that Sprite actually is the storyteller. Told the tales of Icarus because he can fly. He can fly.
So, like, she's the first. She's the first movie director.
That's true.
Yeah,
and she's, like you said, a muse or whispers in the ear.
This is one of my favorite things that they do, like retconning history. Her stylistic, gold, sparkly, whatever is the way that we view like ancient astronomy maps and things like that. The way that she shows creatures fighting, they look like star maps.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Which is where our first storytellers.
Babylon also sets up that Makari is a thief. She likes to run around and steal artifacts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's looking for an emerald tablet.
Yes.
I forget what that object is. It's a really specific thing from history. It's an unfound thing. I'll look it up while we talk.
They find Ajak is dead. Cersei gets chosen by Ajak to be the new head Eternal. She gets the ability to communicate with Arishem. They decide to get together with the rest of the Eternals. We're putting the band back together.
It's totally that vibe.
It's a mission from God.
Yeah.
Yep.
We cut to Central America, 1541. A good time for all.
Mel Gibson.
Yeah. The Eternals are killing off the last of the deviants. They fight about what the future of the humans should be, how much they should interfere in their development. Then Thena goes crazy and starts attacking the other Eternals. Ajak.
She gets the mad weary.
that chick is mad weary, yo.
Chloe Zhao in the director's commentary kept saying like that. Yeah, she's mad weary. It was really funny.
Mad weary.
Is obviously in on the joke.
Yeah.
Oh, the Emerald Tablet is known as the Smaragdine Tablet or the Tabula Smaragdina. It's a compact and cryptic hermetic text. It was highly regarded by Islamic and European alchemists as the foundation of their art. So it's an alchemy thing.
Interesting.
Nice.
So Thena gets the mad weary. Ajak wants to take her back to the ship and erase her memory, which she says will cure her, but Gilgamesh doesn't want her memory and personality to go away. So he agrees.
Thena doesn't want it either.
Yeah. No,
Right.
and neither does Thena.
Full factory reset.
Yeah, so he agrees to just take her away and watch over her. The Eternals, after arguing, go their separate ways.
Druig, he wants to end conflict, and he does so right here. He's just like, you kill me if you don't want me to.
Right.
Like, you're gonna have to kill me. And he like leads off the Aztecs and Spaniards that he just hypnotized, essentially.
Yeah, and it's interesting the choices he makes as we see him later. Even more questionable if you ask me, but we'll get there.
Yeah. We cut to the present. The 3 Eternals travel to India. They pick up Kingo, who is a Bollywood star, his valet, Karun, who knows they're all Eternals. They tell him
and reads DC comic books.
Yes, yeah.
For someone there does, because they're mentioned twice.
Mm-hmm.
Superman, and then also Alfred, Batman's valet.
Yeah.
Also, this musical is recounting Icarus's exploits. He's wearing an Icarus costume.
Yeah.
They're singing about him being able to fly and stuff.
It's
That's
called
awesome.
it's called the Legend,
that.
or called Legend of Icarus in Hindi.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. Oh, in Hindi. Okay.
Yeah.
I was
So
laughing at myself.
yeah. So they tell him what's going on. They all travel together to Australia to get Gilgamesh and Thena, who live there together on another dirt farm.
Yeah, on Tatooine.
Yeah.
So Gilgamesh answers the door in a robe, or not in a robe, in an apron, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Do you
He's
remember what
baking a pie.
He's
Yep.
baking a pie. Do you remember what the apron says on it?
Just the
I
cook,
don't.
right?
It says "Kiss the Cook."
Mhm.
Kiss the Cook was not printed, sewn, or physically on that fabric object. They added "Kiss the Cook" in post.
Okay.
Oh.
And they were discussing in the director's commentary, yeah, it's interesting because you have to add, the text, the way the text moves on the wrinkles and in the sunlight. Instead of just screen printing "Kiss the Cook" on a fucking physical object.
We're going to Bed Bath and Beyond and grabbing
my
one.
God.
It is the most egregious use of CGI I have ever seen
Oh my God.
in a movie.
That is like, oh my, just because they didn't realize they needed a funny saying on it. Like
They didn't know which funny saying they wanted, and so
Yeah.
they went for the
They
Bed Bath and
workshopped
Beyond. fucking-
multiples,
yeah.
probably.
Yep.
oh my God.
All those committee decisions.
Some dude spent like 47 hours CGIing that.
Yeah, man.
got paid really awesomely.
It's fascinating, but also troubling in its own weird way.
Absolutely troubling. That
Like
is
so many things.
that is where we
Absolutely.
are in filmmaking. All right. So Cersei contacts Arishem, who tells her the truth. The Eternals are actually there to prepare Earth for the emergence. For millions of years, he's been planting the seeds of celestials inside planets, where the energy from large populations allows new celestials to be born. The deviants were sent to destroy the apex predators of each planet to ensure the development of intelligent life. But when the deviants evolved and began hunting the planet's native populations, Arishem created the Eternals to kill the deviants. With the reversal of the blip, Earth has reached the necessary population for the birth of the celestial Tiamat, which will result in Earth being destroyed.
So, did you guys notice the interior of the World Forge? What the walls are made of?
Mm-mm.
There
Might have,
are
tell me.
domos, their ship.
Mm.
Those little triangles make the entire interior dome of the ship.
Oh.
It is a detail that I missed on every rewatch until the last one. And I just went, oh my God, that's the spaceships. They're everywhere. So
there-
cool.
So there's like thousands and thousands of them.
Yes. So I
Cool.
suspect we will be getting a lot more of the Eternals at some point, and they'll probably destroy that thing.
Well,
Probably.
I mean, and of course we discover that, Earth is the special planet. Of course.
Always.
Of course.
Yeah. We're gonna save this town. You guys have heard the fan theories, right? About well, not even a theory, but Thanos, like low key trying to stop emergences from happening.
Yeah.
Is what his pursuit was, his blinded altruism. Anyway,
Yeah.
being a Titan and his brother being an Eternal, he knew what it took.
Yeah, and his
Maybe
father
that's
was
what took Titan down.
his father was an Eternal, right? Who retired or something? I don't know. I don't remember the.
He
exact
said he had
lore.
deviant genes. That's why he was purple.
Mm.
Yeah.
With the nutsack on his chin.
So yeah, they decide they want to delay the emergence or put Tiamat to sleep. They get together and they're going to get back together with the rest of the Eternals.
Sundown, sun's getting real low, Tiamat.
Before we get too far away from it, I wanted to mention two things. Thena was drawing she was painting pictures of Arishem or an Eternal, with the 6 eyes, the 6-eye head, and
Celestial.
The destruction of Centauri 6, which she had apparently been on before, but nobody remembered. They figured out. Also, Gilgamesh as the big baby Gilgamesh was a cute moment.
Yeah.
And him saying, "I'm a big baby," was hilarious.
Oh, I get it. I'm a big baby.
Yeah. So yeah, they arrive at Druig's cult in the Amazon rainforest.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
His commune.
Yeah.
Right. Like, even though he stopped technology at his whim with these people, it seems. You know what I mean? Like, they have just as much technology as, say, a Mennonite community in Central America, which exists, that they have. But yet it's 2021.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like he continued to manipulate his control over these people.
Absolutely.
Kept them Amazonian. I'm putting giant quotes.
Yeah.
So the way that I interpreted his relationship with them is that they consent to him controlling them so that they can, like,
and that may
commune
be
with him.
But why keep him at a certain point? You know, like Fastus, he was jumping the gun, but now it's 2021, and they're hand washing their laundry, and they're acting like a cult in the.
It gave me Jonestown
Mexico.
vibes.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, his control was strange. Whether it was voluntary on their part or not, he made decisions, and I found them questionable.
Yeah,
That is all.
absolutely.
But he'd been protecting this village for 20 generations.
Yeah.
That's not arguing a point necessarily, but
Right.
he'd been there for so long. They do have guns.
Right. That's what I mean. There's some picking and some choosing. Then there's their little chapel that it looks like it's guarded by, guerrilla soldiers.
No, it was creepy. It was a cult vibe. Absolutely.
Yeah, they were probably growing cocaine or something.
Oh, yeah. So anyways,
ayahuasca.
Yeah.
Tourists.
There they get attacked by the deviants. They kill all the deviants except for Crow, who kills Gilgamesh and then turns into a humanoid and starts talking.
I love the little details throughout the movie. And this, there was one of them when they were talking in the church. Athena is just petting an iguana, calmly, while Gilgamesh is falling asleep.
I love that he is sleeping on her. Their relationship is my favorite part of this whole thing, besides Makari and Druid.
Yeah, they're a neat little buddy picture.
Yeah,
for a while.
So yeah, they Crow kills Gilgamesh, then runs away. They have a funeral for Gilgamesh. They decide they're going to go get Fastos. But first, we get a flashback of how sad Hiroshima made him.
They took great pains to reenact the mushroom cloud and the destruction realistically, and I really appreciated that.
Yeah.
I can't think of a better example of the bombing that existed prior to this.
Well, I mean, Logan. Or I'm sorry,
it's
Wolverine, the first whatever.
It's not nearly as realistic as this one is, though. Like the sound,
the scope of it. I know what you're talking about.
Like the color and all of that. We're gonna get a better depiction of it in Nolan's Oppenheimer movie, I guarantee it. But
I would hope.
This is the best one I've seen on screen that isn't animated. Like what's it, Barefoot Jen, and then the other Miyazaki one. I can't think.
But
of
yeah, American culture has
Totoro. Fire. What is Firefly? Something like that.
Ghost of the Fireflies.
Yes, that's it.
Yes. But yeah, those were very realistic depictions of it. Whereas this, using all of this Marvel money, they made it look. It was chilling. I thought this is a weird complaint to have about this movie. I don't think they spent enough time in that moment. For it to land.
Found it a little manipulative and kind of gross to use that incredibly terrible moment in human history as a personal growth moment for a fictional character.
I don't disagree because the brevity of it. You know, if they had him being part of the development of the weapon and going there or something, but just having him there crying was weird.
Well, I think they imply that something he introduced led, that's
Yeah.
We already understood that was his character. Maybe he did jump the gun like he almost did the steam engine. Maybe he didn't. But it's established that he's behind technological advances.
Yeah.
He may not have split the atom himself, but he feels responsible.
It's such an important part of history.
He's the weapons forger, mythologically.
I don't think that they handled it with as much reverence as they could have. Because it's only like 20 seconds.
I don't think I found the whole thing gross. Because it is an extraordinarily dark moment in modern history, in human history, and it's to use it to tell us why this fake comic dude is sad. I found gross. I found it gross.
And I think there are ways to do it that are
no more gross than Godzilla.
Yeah.
No. That's
Logan.
a Japanese creation that was a reaction to that, a cultural.
Yeah, I understand,
reaction.
but it's still we sure took it pretty fast.
Whereas fair.
Logan made it an action sequence, which sucks.
Which was super gross. Yeah.
But this thing, they were trying to do it. I just don't think they did it well enough. Like there should have been more to it than just here he is sad. Here's Ajax helping him work it out. We could linger on this for a while, but yeah, I agree. But also, yeah, I think there are ways to make it fit.
So anyways, they decide that in order to they're going to go back to the ship, the Domo. There they find Makari, who's been catching up on her reading. She's just been hanging out on the ship for centuries. In order.
Did we mention Phastos's family in Chicago?
That's right. We visit Phastos at his suburban home in Chicago with his husband and son. And from there, they go with Phastos to the Domo on the ship.
Which was touching because he gave up on humanity, but then found humanity. He found solace in humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah. After whatever he did between 1945 and what was it? 46. When did we drop them? Anyways, on the Domo and a lot of the design with Circe and things. I'm talking visually. Looked like Ego's planet and Ego's ship and stuff. He is a Celestial as well.
Yeah.
But, the hive looking designs. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. The honeycomb.
Yeah, the honeycomb. That's what I'm.
The little white mushroom cave. It kind of reminded me of Ego.
Little
too.
weird ecosystems that are not. Yeah. Like terrariums, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, and that's advanced technology that we don't understand, which was kind of what they were getting at with it.
From somewhere else, yeah.
And they talked about the design of Arisham's eyes, and they didn't know how to because we've seen Celestials in the MCU, but we haven't seen them up close like this. They wanted them to evoke minerals. But the eyeballs of Arisham are designed around Russian mines.
Oh,
so
those
surface
big
strip
giant
mining.
pit,
those pit mines.
Those straight to hell ones, but it's like they don't know the bottom.
Yeah. Oof. So they decide they're going to stop the emergence. Phastos says they can do the Unimind. It will form a connection between all the Eternals, which would give Druig enough power to put Tiamat to sleep with his mind control powers. But however, at that point, Icarus reveals that he already knew about the emergence. Ajax told him a long time ago, and when Ajax told him that she wanted to stop the emergence, he used the
6 days ago.
Yeah, 6 days ago.
Yeah.
He led her.
It's been a whirlwind week.
It really has. He led her to some deviants that were frozen in a glacier that melted. Apparently, climate change is also the fault of the emergence.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I just hope I can get tickets.
Which is the fault of humans.
That's true.
The emergence is caused by humans. The
having
emergence
kids.
causes climate change. Thus, humans cause climate change.
Pick up a book, kids.
Yeah, Fastos should have been more depressed that he helped create plastic bags and those six-pack rings.
Yeah, and 4chan.
To be fair, he didn't create everything.
No, yeah, that's true. But I bet he created the bag.
Well,
and then we brought it to its logical end.
Plastic bags were his biggest regret.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, ancient man, it's a messenger bag.
So yeah, Icarus is not going to help them. He's in fact going to stop them. Sprite joins Icarus because she's in love with him.
Oh, did we miss the Peter Pan thing? The Peter Pan story is Icarus and Sprite. Like,
oh yeah,
Kingo nails it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tinkerbell and Peter Pan.
That is one of the many, Sprite.
Which it's implied she actually inspired the story too.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about early on. Yeah, a lot of these stories they came from her. She's a muse, right? Like a little Sprite.
Yeah.
But I love that Icarus is not from Krypton. Because he immediately gives us Superman vibes.
Oh, he's the most Superman-y
dude around. Got my own agenda. I'm gonna I-beam this shit. I'm gonna float down.
He's a traditionally handsome, dark-haired man who shoots fire from his eyes and can fly.
And is super strong.
Yeah.
And has his own version of the greater good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
But he doesn't fly with an arm out like the Heisman Trophy. He flies with his arms behind him. It's totally different, you guys.
And he doesn't wear a cape.
That's Cavill style, though, right? No, he doesn't wear a cape. He makes that clear.
He does not wear a cape. Yeah.
His flying pose
even
is
when
very
it's chilly,
gentlemanly. Like he's like when a military soldier is at ease with their hands behind their back. That's what it reminds me of. I was like, why is he so relaxed while also not relaxed at the same time?
If you could fly, that's how you would eventually be. You'd be less showy. You'd just fly up to the cabinet, get some cookies, fly back down.
Kingo chooses to leave and not interfere or help. He's Switzerland.
Because he agrees with Icarus's philosophy, but he also doesn't want to hurt his family.
He doesn't
he attacks Icarus just like you don't hurt your family. So he just walks away. Like I don't agree with what you're doing, but I'm not gonna fight you.
He's like Groot in Fast and the Furious.
You had mentioned the character in the comics choosing not to use his powers and choosing to use a sword, and I wonder if they decided to have Kingo be the one to abstain from violence on either side because of that. But yeah, Chloe Zhao talked about it in the director's commentary. She's like, we wanted to have somebody who, what do you call that? A conscientious
objector.
Yeah.
Which, a lot of people
Which is what Fastos became.
People think of that as cowardice or whatever, but that's like an active choice to make. And it's interesting because it's such a complex decision considering family and his duty on the other side.
Yeah.
I love this as a thing. People, I saw a lot of people complaining about this as a cop-out. I'm like, no, there are 10 of them. At least let one of them be a conscientious objector. Jeez.
Yeah. No, I like that they all had their own agendas. I did appreciate that they definitely allowed them all to just, they weren't a unified force.
But yeah, his character was definitely mom and dad are fighting.
It didn't wind up with 5 versus 5, which would have made me sick, Like it's a Civil War Part 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
Or Part 3, I guess, because there was a real Civil War before the movie.
Because Icarus was so powerful, you needed like almost everybody to go up against him.
Right.
So
you needed the Flash. Oh, got it. You needed
to fight Superman, you need the Flash. You need
Cyborg.
A couple of Aquamans.
Yeah.
And the rest.
Here on Stanley's Isle. Makari locates the place of the emergence. It's an active volcano in the Indian Ocean where Icarus and Sprite will attempt to stop them. Druig knocks out Sprite. Phastos restrains Icarus. Crow the Deviant shows up and spends some time fighting Athena. She eventually kills him. Druig is unable to put Tiamat to sleep. Instead, Circe attempts to turn him into marble. Icarus breaks free of his restraints. He goes to kill Circe, but he can't do it because he loves her.
We didn't mention it because it happens so quickly, but in the jungle when she's fighting the deviants, she turns a deviant into a tree, which was the first time she had ever done that, like organic material to organic material kind of thing.
Yeah, and that she had turned something like with power, like a non-earth thing too.
Well, yeah, like
that's a good point.
Rock to water, water to wood, wood to So yeah, technically those are living things, but it was the first time we saw her take a living creature, turn it into another living thing.
That's interesting. The point
making
about
it
the tree being a living thing, though, because I didn't even consider wait, she did it with the tree though. Tree is.
You can even still see parts of the deviant in the tree.
Yeah, its head. It's like
head. Yeah, it was a weird John Carpenter looking thing.
In this moment when Icarus is being all weepy and can't decide if he wants to kill his girlfriend or not, the music that plays, there were a number of themes that they designed to kind of show the relationships between characters. Rather than give each character a unique theme, you get a love theme and then a brotherly, kinship theme, and there's a action theme, and then there's the Eternals overall broad theme. But the love theme that they play as he's remembering all their shit is the oldest written love song that humanity has recorded. And I think it's a Babylonian.
When a man loves a woman.
They should have had him sing the melody.
They should have had Michael Bolton standing to the side singing it. For my money, that's as good as it gets.
Yes.
In fact, my favorite 50s doo-wop group was the Eternals. So dope. So bad.
But yeah, I thought that was interesting. Like the knife, we also get these callbacks to actual human history. They're not just creating it whole cloth. They're
Brian, how old was this song?
4,000 years old or something. They found it inscribed somewhere.
If it's
an early form of tablature or whatever.
If it's the one I'm thinking of, you can actually hear it played on old instruments, not 4,000-year-old instruments, but old instruments on YouTube. Yeah. Someone played it.
And there are large leaps to get to what it is now, but it's pretty neat that was what Jawadi pulled from to create this.
Mm-hmm. Everybody does the Unimind, including Icarus and Sprite. When in Rome, Circe gains enough.
Come on, baby, do the Unimind now.
Come on. Did that happen?
It's like a key
when
party.
In Rome, though.
Yeah.
They were in Rome, ancient Rome.
Yes,
I love it. That's when in Rome.
So Circe turns Tiamat into marble. Icarus, guilt-ridden, flies into the sun. You could say he got a little too close to the sun.
Just a scooch.
And his name is Icarus. You see what they did there?
Yeah, this is the one thing in the movie that I'm glad he's gone, but
it's a little on the nose.
Yeah. At least he did it to himself and didn't get
Oh, right.
Well, I mean, that was the point of the Icarus myth, is he did it to himself.
Yeah, but he intentionally did it to himself.
Right. He's an egomaniac. I think they portrayed that. He's just low key. He doesn't scream, but he's an egomaniac.
How else is an Eternal going to kill himself?
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
With another Eternal, I don't know. Hit a guy with another guy hard enough.
You can only subtract by addition. Only with Eternals.
Two Eternals make a negative Eternal.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to hit one with another one.
So Circe offers to turn Sprite human. She takes her up on that offer. because she still has the Unimind power, so that she can grow up and be a real girl.
So did we explain the mechanics of the Unimind thing? So it cuts them off from their ability to use the Unimind to heal themselves. So they are continuously, or to use the cosmic energy to heal themselves. So they are continuously drawing in more power. And then by connecting themselves, they can all put all that excess power into an individual one of them.
Yeah.
I like that. It's convoluted, but I like it because it's convoluted, but it's not like a crazy clockwork design.
No, it's pretty straightforward as far as this kind of wackety bullshit goes, which every movie has. Every movie has.
Yeah,
That's not a complaint. I love lots.
There are 3 steps instead of it being 2 steps. You know,
I love tons of movies wackety bullshit. It's great.
Yeah, we all bought into Back to the Future, so it was downhill from there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah. Let's see. Thena, Druig, and Makari leave Earth in the Domo to find more Eternals and warn them of the emergence. Cersei, Phaestos, and Kingo stay on Earth, along, of course, with Sprite, who is now a human. Dane tells Cersei he loves her, and he's about to tell her a deep, dark secret about his family. When all of a sudden he gets left behind.
Yeah. Arishem appears.
Yeah, and takes
People
them into
can see
space.
him.
Again, I feel like this isn't something people were talking about enough in later.
Yeah.
Like, remember when that six-eyed
She-Hulk, right?
Like, do you remember when that Lovecraftian six-eyed giant showed up in the sky? What was up with that?
But I mean, we get the same kind of thing with like the Battle of New York, where it's briefly mentioned, like multiple movies later. You know, it's like on a newspaper clipping. Marvel's always kind of been like that. This is just their universe is terrible to live in.
Oh no, I totally
Terrifying.
accept that, but it's like Throw was saying, just in conversation, it took a little while before it was like Tiamat is sticking out of the ocean.
Yeah.
How cool did it look to have Arishem in the sky?
It looked pretty cool.
It made me very uncomfortable. That was one of those moments where like the scale of a thing really hurt my brain.
I was just gonna say that like it proved that Galactus can be done and should be done.
Yeah.
That was a good friend of mine. You guys may know Cody from the music store. He is a big Galactus fan. He has Galactus tattoos and stuff. And that was his one big takeaway from this movie. He's like, I didn't like the movie, but I'm ready to see Galactus in space, man. I'm ready to see him peeking up over the horizon and talk.
Yeah, you're right. It can look menacing. They finally are able to, because instead of him just like being over the clouds, like he's the Lion King,
and the clouds just disappearing because of the force of him just appearing in that space. Did anybody else watch this with like a decent sound system or with headphones on? Because the sound design of Arishem was honestly the coolest part of this movie's like sound design. Just his voice.
Oh, he sounded cool. Yeah.
I had to turn off my snare drum on my drum set because it just kept rattling. Even at low volume, they had like cranked up all of the lowest frequencies in this voice, and just everything was shaking.
Arishem as a design was fucking awesome in this movie. I loved Arishem. Absolutely.
He looked good.
So yeah, he tells them that he'll spare humanity if the Eternals' memories show that humans are worthy of living. He'll return to judgment at a later date.
The hearing will be postponed.
Yeah. Credits roll. And in a mid-credits scene, Thena, Makari, and Druig flying out in space meet Eros and Pip the Troll. They're gonna help them do stuff or something. They're here for a future adventure.
In the comic, they interact with Adam Warlock, who is up and coming.
Yeah,
so.
Guardians 3.
This may all come together in ways that we are not expecting.
I hope so, right?
I really hope so. I hope that Adam Warlock finds his way.
Isn't that why we do this?
Right.
Hey, since you mentioned Arishem and his voice, I looked him up. David Kay was the voice of Arishem.
Yeah, I failed to mention that in production. Megatron.
Megatron from Transformers Beast Wars. and Cringer from the new He-Man cartoon.
All right.
Weird. Yeah. Then post credits, Dane opens up a case containing a sword and an
ebony sword.
The ebony blade, yes. And an unseen person
blade.
says, "Are you ready? Are you ready to rock and
are you?
roll?"
What does he say? Are you sure you want to do that, Mr. Whitman?
Yeah.
I think there's something like that.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Something like that. Yeah.
That felt more tacked on than anything in this whole movie. I'm glad that he was throughout the movie and that Sprite says, "Is that the ebony blade?" But man, this just felt like tacked on because this is going to come out. And when is Blade even going to happen?
They scrapped the script they had and started over like at but like 6 months ago or something.
Well, Dane is a character called the Black Knight, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So he may appear elsewhere before he's even with Blade. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see that happening. I could see Blade even appearing in other things before his own movie because of
how long it's taking them to get it off the ground.
Yeah, they got to get him onto the fire at some point.
Didn't they make that decision recently where Feige said we're not getting rid of She-Hulk, but she's not getting a second season? Like, we're realizing some of these characters, even though they could carry a series, don't need to.
Yeah.
Right.
They just need to be part of the universe.
Yeah, we just want these
they
characters.
They can bring them in and out, like Daredevil is starting to be.
Yeah.
I think that the special feature will take the place of a lot of possible series. Because it would be fun to have a She-Hulk versus the Marvel Universe or something,
Even a Marvel Zombies, after Werewolf by Night. I love the special presentations.
Yeah. Thank you. Special presentation, such a better name than special feature.
I think that's it because it reminds me of the old school, like when the CBS one used to.
Yeah.
So exciting.
Special presentations like the Man-Wolf. What was that?
Werewolf by Night.
Werewolf by Night.
And then the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was cute.
I got a couple unanswered questions. Why did they all have different accents in prehistory? I know they could have developed those accents because they were all Earth accents. Some were Scottish, some were British, some were American.
So that's where those accents came from.
Those English accents came from them.
From those people. I'm just glad that Crow, the head deviant, did not have a British accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Bill's voice anyways. Pennywise was woof. But yeah, thank goodness he wasn't a British villain as we so love.
I just wish they hadn't killed that character off at the end. I think that was a weak use of Crow.
Oh yeah, super.
Some people believe that a crow's soul is never.
No, it was like a dark elf level of lame villain killing off stuff.
He should have made a convincing argument to fight Icarus with them.
I thought that's what was going to happen. Like I thought he was going to join them, and it was uneasy ally thing. But
and that would have been what drove Druig away or something. Like I could see those things working out differently. But it is what it is.
And this one isn't really an unanswered question about this movie per se, but so how pissed off would Arishem have been at Ego if his plan had come to fruition?
Yeah.
He was going to destroy Earth too.
Yeah.
He wanted to spread those all throughout the universe or galaxy or however he put it. But yeah. Huh.
Yeah, it makes me. There are so many questions that we have to go back and ask because of this movie. But yeah, how is that why Ego was being so sneaky and just planting a little seed everywhere, like to be undetected?
And they quickly explained away why they didn't interfere with Thanos. But why didn't the Celestials interfere with Thanos more? Like it's strange.
Yeah, that is odd.
Because they needed population for emergence, not just on Earth anyway.
And Thanos as a relation to Eternals must have been known by the Celestials. It's not like he was flying under the radar. He wasn't exactly low key. This Thanos
he was the
dude.
Mad Titan.
Yeah.
Did the Celestials appear in the Infinity Gauntlet?
Oh yeah.
In the comics,
100%.
Yes.
They were in the what do they call that? The pantheon of
beings. Yeah. There was Infinity, eternity. Yes.
Yeah.
They were there. We saw them in
the big dudes showed up.
Yeah, and
they
there's
were
like
in
a
Love and
lot.
Thunder.
There's a line of them. Also, they destroy themselves trying to fight Thanos. It's a great shot of now knowing the scale. It's interesting.
We see some in Love and Thunder in the Hall of the Gods and stuff when the ship goes by them. They're standing outside looking through the windows. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
And Guardians of the Galaxy Nowhere was the skull
That's right.
of a Celestial.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Which
I'm
they
excited
now
to
own.
see the breadth of Celestials and their personalities. I mean, we're not going to get like personalities per se, but like Arisham's the boss man. He's daddy.
Mhm.
But like the two that were outside the Hall of the Gods, they seem to be kind of curious
Yeah.
and have personality. You know, because we see them
But-
leaning and peering in. It's
Yeah.
different.
Well, they're representatives. You know what I mean? Like it was the hall. So it's like, some of them were the major gods. Some of them were minor gods. And yeah.
We saw like.
So you're right.
Dionysus
Like
and
these
stuff.
these two were sent. Maybe.
Yeah.
Like you guys go check it out. They're like, yeah. They're like Tiamat.
well-
they were
and-
born.
Well, look, so when Tiamat, if he had emerged, would he be like baby Celestial? Do they have
Yeah.
a growing period? Do they have a growth? Like, do they go through puberty? Celestial
Latency.
puberty?
Celestial babies.
Oh, we forgot to mention that they mentioned that was it Kingo or someone Thor? They used to hang out with Thor when Thor was a kid. They like babysat him.
yes.
That was Kingo.
It was Kingo.
And what's his face? The punchy guy. What's his
Gilgamesh.
Gilgamesh fought with Odin.
Odin.
in Tonsberg.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sure that Loki, because there's Sprite's very Loki-like, Kingo's kind of Loki-like.
There are
Power-wise,
lots of
Drug
ways.
is, but Drug takes himself too seriously.
Yeah.
There are lots of ways to bring these characters in other.
But you could. Well, that's what. Well, like he said, he hung around him when he was a kid. You can just picture that,
Yeah.
like throwing the Norse mythology in there. We don't need to see it, but you can picture it. It's fun.
Yeah.
Like I could see Loki and Sprite having little like magic duels when he was younger and she was alive. She wasn't younger.
Yeah,
Seemed it.
Did we mention that she keeps calling the valet young man?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's.
I
Cute.
loved that.
That was cute.
It was a stupid detail, but I loved it. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
well.
it's like 70 years is nothing to her.
Yeah, oh God, nothing.
Her, him, they. Yeah.
Well, guys, are we ready to go ahead and rank this thing?
Yes.
Okay, so I was kind of starting at Shang-Chi, which we have at number 24.
I mean, I don't really care, but I like Age of Ultron better than this. I mean, I know that I stand alone in really liking Age of Ultron. So,
That's where I thought it should go. As much as I really like this movie, it continues to grow on me. I think Age of Ultron is kind of where I like it.
Okay.
between Ant-Man and Age of Ultron, or between Ultron and Birds?
I
What do
mean,
you guys think?
well, so this is what's weird is that I liked Birds of Prey, Captain Marvel, and Ant-Man all better than Shang-Chi, but I like this movie better than Shang-Chi. You know,
Wow. You
All
like
right,
this
well,
more than
anywhere-
Shang-Chi. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well, anywhere in that neighborhood is fine with me.
but also, yeah, I like Birds of Prey better than this movie. So
Same here.
and also The Dark Knight Rises and Superman 78. So
Oh,
you know,
well,
our list,
yeah, so
our
do
list
I.
is stupid. Our list is dumb. So
Well, it's just gotten out of control. It was easier. When
it's
it was
definitely
easier.
better than Thor. It's definitely better than Doctor Strange. But I think it's yeah. I don't know. I feel like somewhere in here we can probably all come to some sort of agreement too.
All right, so under Superman 78. Now that I'm seeing the ones it would be above,
Yeah.
I'm with you, Shang-Chi. Maybe we jumped the gun there, but
I
that's
think
how
I
I
like
feel
it more
about
than
Joker.
Doctor
I think we
Strange. Yeah.
really put Shang-Chi way too high, personally. But anyways,
The Joker too. Yeah,
yeah.
it's better than Doctor Strange.
Al, what are your thoughts?
Oh, I don't know. Staring at these lists of titles, it's hard to put it somewhere. I really liked this movie. It's really hard to rank it. I don't know. Just a personal note. This movie made me want to go back and read the source material more than almost any movie that we've seen so far. I thought it was really well done. I've loved mythology my entire life, and this just jived with me. The world building in this was incredible. It looked amazing.
All right.
But how do I put all those words into a ranking?
You look at the words Ant-Man and you decide
Right.
which is better, or you look at where do you think it should be? I say your call after that rousing speech.
Agreed.
I would throw it back up, maybe above Age of Ultron.
Between Ant-Man and the Wasp and Age of Ultron?
I think so.
All right.
All right. That is our
It's now
compromise.
written on a jade tablet.
Yeah.
I do think it should be said one more time, in addition to the lore part of this. This is the prettiest movie I think we've watched.
Absolutely.
It's very sweeping.
The photography is gorgeous. I will absolutely give it that every time.
I can't think of a prettier scene in any of these movies.
Well, the reason we think so, and it's almost sad, but the reason is because you can tell she went and got exterior shots, like Al mentioned earlier.
Yeah. Right.
You know,
she used tradition.
So like, ooh, that's so gorgeous. Oh, they filmed it.
Yeah, they used traditional filmmaking techniques. That's all that happened. Instead of making it all CGI.
Natural light.
Yeah.
There is so much CGI in a lot of those location shots.
Oh,
though.
yeah, absolutely.
The jungle.
Of course, there has to be.
They're not in the
Can't
jungle.
get the trees to all move at the same time.
They never went to the Badlands. Like
No.
all of these shots were CGI. It's crazy.
Absolutely.
But the beaches, also that in
They weren't
shot,
off. They
that
weren't
was a
big.
composite beach. After they
Really?
shot on that beach for days and days and days, they built a composite beach from those shots so that they could have it to fill cuts and things.
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely.
So it's hard to tell what's real and what's not.
Yeah. But we put it at number 30
Yes.
in between Ant-Man and the Wasp and Avengers Age of Ultron. So it is a true compromise in that nobody really thinks that that's the right place.
I'm gonna live with it. Surprisingly well.
You know what though? That's right where I thought it should have been.
Yeah. I'm always like, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because
When
this list
I have to put my.
this list is ridiculous. All right. That means next week. It's time to move on to next week. We're done with the journals. And next week on Harmless Phosphorescence, we will be watching and talking about Spider-Man No Way Home.
Wow.
Nice.
Very
Yes.
nice.
Oh my
Very
God.
Intimidating.
So recent in our memories.
Yeah, it is
My
our
Peter tingle is.
it is our last it is our last 2021 movie. We only got 8. We got 8 movies left, guys. And then we're just going to be popping them off as they're released.
Then we're gonna watch all the Halloween movies.
Yeah. Then we're going to watch every single Bollywood movie in order.
Jesus. In order. That's arguable, I'm sure.
Yeah, what? I don't know what that even means. So
Can we watch the Indian made like what was it, Superman and Spider Woman,
oh god.
Oh yeah. I've seen clips. Yeah.
or the Batman,
Yeah, we could do that. See
well-
for
the,
an
the
adaptation.
Bollywood Batman movie?
Well, we are going back to the ones we missed and the ones that we decided post facto should maybe have been on the list or would be fun
We
to
could
do.
throw some foreign ones
We-
in there. Yeah, there are also some Mexican, Spanish language like superhero adaptations.
We've got 12. We've got 12
porno versions.
Yeah, we've got 12 on our list. That's a solid, 3.5 months of movies that we could have.
Well, I just love when we put it in terms like that.
Yeah.
How many years have we been doing this now? 3?
Oh God, yeah. We'll be coming up on our our August will be 4 years.
4. Wow.
Oh my God, we're gonna graduate from podcast school.
That.
Yeah.
And still not know anything.
Yeah, nothing. Absolutely nothing. So that is next
I don't
week.
like an education.
Next week, Spider-Man No Way Home on Harmless Phosphorescence. Until then, this has been your host, Thoreau Smiley. The Earth is ending, so I'm going to go home.
I'm Josh Cece, and like Kingo, I'm my own grandpa.
I'm Brian Lesh, and I'll be with Harry Styles in his spaceship until you guys need me.
Yeah.
I'm Alaric Weber, and I still want to be a giraffe.
Someday, Al.
The impossible.
Someday.
And Al went to college to be a giraffe.
He did. He has a degree in giraffeology.
We'll have to assemble the uni mind.
Yeah.
It's a tall bachelor's degree.
We'll see you next time, everybody. Bye.